Oh, well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews Old Sport. That was a great Gatsby reference. Did anybody understand it? Today's HMR is on The Great Discovery. That was my best Pierce Brosnan impression. Was that good? Was that good? Tell me if that was good. It probably wasn't. It probably sucked, but I don't care. I think it's good. Let's move on to the history section before I kill myself. That killing yourself thing was a joke, but anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the history section. So, The Great Discovery was released a multitude of times in other countries, but this is a US based show. So, in the US, it was only released once in September of 2008. Now, I'm not sure if there are reprints. There probably aren't, because these dates are usually semi accurate. So, I don't think there are any reprints. I personally have not seen any reprints, so I can't say if there are any reprints. But I just know that my copy that we're going to look at in the close-up section is from 2008. It's an original. So anyway, let's go ahead and move right along to the close-up section. Alrighty, everybody, here's your close-up look at The Great Discovery. That was my best Pierce Brosnan impression. It's not very good, but anyway, let's take a look at The Great Discovery here. Pretty interesting poster art here on the front here. The Great Discovery in a very interesting font. Got a lot of compasses around. There's Thomas coming out of the woods like he does in the movie. There's a screenshot from the movie where Thomas is on the bridge and it falls down in front of him and he's like, OMG, the bridge just fell down and stuff like that. A roller coaster ride of a movie. Oh wait, that's by Stop Matt. A roller coaster ride of a movie. Stop Matt, controller of the railway. Then we have another screenshot from Great Waterton whenever the celebration is going on at the end of the movie. So all in all, a very interesting front cover. Ignore this. This came from me. I don't really know what this is. I've had this since 2008 whenever it first came out, so don't mind this stuff. I've never been able to get it off. And this did come with a slipcover, but I'm pretty sure I lost it many years ago. So on the side here, we've got the Hair Entertainment logo. Scroll on down, The Great Discovery. I forgot to mention the movie. They have to put the movie after everything. That portrait of Thomas from the front of the case, distributed by Lionsgate. Lionsgate now has the rights fully to distribute the Thomas stuff, and we will see Lionsgate putting out the Thomas and Friends media products until 2014 when Universal gets the rights to do it. On the back, we've got The Great Discovery, the UPC code up here. Don't know why I mentioned that. We have a quote from somebody, a heartwarming new adventure about friendship and cooperation. Neil Minow, the movie mom. Or I think that says Nell Minow. Why did I say Neil? Nell Minow. So I guess that's a movie mom, I suppose. That's pretty interesting. There's our blurb. There's some other screenshots from the movie. This is after the tower collapses. Don't know why there's like CGI balloons in it because all the engines are sad, so interesting. And there's when Thomas comes off of the rails whenever he does that full 360 flip for no apparent reason. Special features, Thomas, you're the leader. Music video and karaoke. I don't care what anybody says, that song is a great remix of the Engine Roll Call. Learn with Thomas and behind the scenes with Pierce Brosnan. And there's Thomas and welcome Stanley! You know I had to do it. And there's our copyright and information stuff on the bottom. We open this up. There's our disc, squished up version of the poster art. It is in a blue case here. But as you notice, that's not our only disc. This is on one of those turning trays. So if we flip this over, boop, what do we get? It's a second disc here. No, this isn't bonus content. If we look on the side here, music CD soundtrack. And it lists all the songs that come on this CD. This is a free CD that came with copies of The Great Discovery. And to my knowledge, I have no idea if this was exclusive to any certain retailer or anything like that. I know that I got my copy from Toys R Us back in 2008, so I'm not sure if it was a Toys R Us exclusive. Please let me know down in the comments if you have a Great Discovery copy that also has a bonus CD, because I know that that CD just by itself was sold just by itself in the UK exclusively just by itself. I know I just said that 3 times, but I needed to reiterate several times that that CD was sold by itself. There's number 4. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our menu tour of The Great Discovery. Alrighty everybody, here's our menu tour for The Great Discovery. This just looks like a black case, but it's because there's not a lot of natural light right now because daylight savings time is a thing when I'm filming this. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it here. We have play, language selection, and bonus features. Already there's not as many options as I would hope, but at least there's bonus content to get into. Let's take a quick look at language selection. English, Spanish, and French, with the lovely picture of Thomas shocked that the bridge just fell in front of him and he almost died. So, play, I don't think there's going to be a play continuously option, so we're not even going to look. Bonus features, we got some bonus features here. We got Thomas, You're the Leader music video and karaoke song. Behind the Scenes with Pierce Brosnan, which is a nice little about 4-minute featurette about how Pierce Brosnan got into the show, about how his kids liked it, and how he was asked to narrate, and how he said, Sure, mate, I'm done with the James Bond stuff. Let's go and do some Thomas and Friends. That's a terrible Pierce Brosnan impression, but so this is actually pretty cool because this is probably the first piece of behind-the-scenes media we've ever gotten on a Thomas and Friends home media product. So that's really awesome to see that included here. We also have 3 different learning activities, which look something like those learning segments from back in like seasons 8 through 11 on those releases. They're not animated to the best of quality like in terms of the CGI series, but they're alright, I suppose. We have Spot the Difference, Tough Trucks, and Thomas's Puzzle Parts, and all 3 of these are narrated by Pierce Brosnan, so that's nice that he did those bits of narration. We also have a bunch of trailers. So that pretty much is the gist of the Great Discovery menu. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, old sports, we're back from the close-up section, and now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Hey, another great Gatsby reference thrown in there. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Mainly online retailers, Amazon, eBay. You won't really find this in stores, so I wouldn't even try looking. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? Like I said before, don't know if there are any modern reprints. I highly doubt that there are, so I'm going to say no. Number 3, should you pick this product up? Here's the review portion for this movie. I like The Great Discovery. I know there's people that say that it's not really plot-driven, that it's actually kind of boring, and I disagree with that. This pretty much pioneered the whole Thomas versus a new engine concept. Yes, I know that there were episodes like Thomas and the New Engine, but this movie is really the first time that Thomas has ever gotten head-to-head with a new engine just by himself. Thomas and the New Engine focused primarily on the other engines bullying Neville, and then Thomas realizing, oh, he was wrong. So yeah, I thought the movie was a fitting send-off to the model era. I think that the stunts in this movie that they did with the models were amazing. I mean, they had to throw Thomas's model across a canyon. I realize that doesn't really hold a candle to what they did with Diesel 10's model in Magic Railroad. I mean, they had to drop that thing off of a viaduct set, which I don't know how tall that was. My point is, these stunts were fantastic. I really like what this crew was able to do with the models in this series. I also think that, well, Stanley's alright. I don't hate Stanley. I like Ryan better, but I don't hate Stanley. So all in all, I would say, yes, you should pick up The Great Discovery. It's kind of an average Thomas movie, but it's also not. It's interesting, but it is a massive improvement over Calling All Engines if you really want to look at this as a sequel to that movie. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, there's kind of 2 different versions of this. I mentioned this in the close-up whenever we looked at it. My version has a bonus CD that comes with the soundtrack to the movie. Not like the score or anything to the movie, it's just the songs that are in the movie slapped onto a CD and said, here, it's a little bonus.
So if you're looking for that version, I'd say pay upwards of about 10 to 15 for that, because that CD, I believe, is not easy to find. Now, for the regular version that doesn't include the CD, I'd say 5 to 10 is your best bet for that. That's about how much it's worth. However, I warn you, there really is no way to differentiate in terms of the case which version that you're buying. So guys, that's the HMR on the Great Discovery. We're only one more regular HMR away from delving into the CGI era. That's right, in 2 weeks, we are reviewing the Adventure Pack, which is basically Season 12's box set. So next regular HMR is going to be one massive HMR that's just on Season 12. We have 4 individual releases we're going to be looking at. We have 4 menu tours and 4 collective reviews all thrown into one, so this is going to be a big one. So I wouldn't miss out on that. So anyway, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.